Hello everybody. It is Pip here from queenpitcards.com and the Card Making Know-How Academy. Welcome to my monthly live. So hopefully you will be here and joining me today. Today we're talking about the simplest fold ever. Anyone can make this fancy fold, okay? It's a fun fold. It's really easy. You can make it in all different types of, in all different shapes and sizes. And it's just a really nice one. And this time I'm going to make you, show you, not make you, I can make you if you like. No, I'm going to show you how to do it if you don't even have a paper trimmer. Okay. It's better if you do have a paper trimmer, but just in case you don't have a paper trimmer, or if you don't have one that is maybe big enough, or you're just not confident with scoring or whatever, I'll show you how to make it. Okay, so let us go hands down. Oh, and you mustn't let me finish. I've got two more things to tell you about before I go. What should we do? First thing is, it is nearly time for retreat. So retreat closes middle of this month because it's June now. So middle of June, the retreat will close. So if you're in the UK and you want to come along to a retreat, now is the time to book it. Okay. Okay, so I have here a 6x6 and a 5x7, all in inches. These are just out of the packet card blanks, okay, because sometimes it's easier to just do that. And the fold that I'm going to talk about today is one where, let's just add a bit more light into that subject. There we go. You don't even need a scorer, well, not a scorer. You don't even need a scoring tool or a scoring board or a trimmer or anything like that, because you're going to fold the front over and back. Okay, line up your two corners and then the rest of it should follow. And then as long as you've got a bone folder, it's really simple. You just push it down and score it along like that. And now you have your fold. I mean, really, you can't get much easier than that. Now you'll be surprised to know, or probably not surprised to know, that this is called a Z fold, because when you stand it up, it looks like a Z. Okay, so that's where it got, or a Z. That's where it's got its name from. It's very easy to make, and it's great for beginners because you literally don't have to have anything. Now you can stamp on this, you can stick on an extra bit of card or whatever you want to, and there you have a card that you can enjoy. And it's just a bit different when you send it in the post. Opens it out like that, so when it stands on the mantelpiece it looks like this. It's just a nice simple fold. Hi Julie, nice to see you here. How are you? Hope you're keeping well. Now, if you did want to do it with a paper trimmer or a scoring board or whatever, then I'm going to show you how to do that as well, because you can do it. I have to say, the larger the card base, the easier it is to do it by hand. The smaller the card, the harder it is to do it by hand, because the card becomes stiffer and therefore harder to fold because there's less of it. It's a physics thing. I don't know. So this is a 5x7, so that means it's 5 inches that way and it's 7 inches this way. So that means half of 5 is 2.5. So all you need to do is to pop your card base in here and then move it along to 2.5 at the top here. So you've got 1 inch, 2 inch, 2.5. That's the big line here. This is the Stampin' Up trimmer and it does both centimetres and inches, which is handy. Now there isn't a direct correlation between the two. They don't line up nicely. So if you are trying to do this in metric, it becomes a little tricky. But it's about 12.7 along this way. So you'd have to go to 6 and then 3.5 centimeters. Okay, but you could do it. You could kind of do it, but it's much easier if you just do it in Imperial, because that's what it's designed to be. I have been keeping well, thank you very much, Julie. Yes, came back after a lovely holiday to Disney World, which was very nice, and now sort of enjoying the sun. It's nice and it's warm outside. Living freezing inside. It's very cold in here. It's always cold in my craft room. Okay, so now I've just scored that line straight down the centre there, and I'm going to do exactly the same. Fold it over, fold it back, get my bone folder out, and give it a good burnish. And that's why I say a bone folder is one of your most essential tools. People look at it and go, oh, I can do without that. But actually, it really helps a lot in getting you a nice, good crease. Okay. a good fold, a burnished fold, will always stand better on your mantelpiece. And there we go again with our lovely Z. Okay, so this now is a now I've folded that in, but it's not gone quite right. There we go. I'll just tease that up again. Tease that up again. Okay, so this is the one that I'm actually going to make today. And what I have done is I have measured my mats and layers, because once you know how big it is, it's very simple to work downwards. And if you struggle with your mats and layers, then please do join. Think about maybe purchasing my foundation course, which is new. It's available on my website. So you can go to queenpipcards.com. And actually, I don't know if I've got my... Have I got my... No, I don't have it. But it's the same as this, but just queenpipcards.com, but ignore the store bit. Don't go there. And in that, I teach you the fundamentals of card making. Okay, so all the foundational pieces that you need, including cutting, layering, measuring, cutting your own card bases, making your own card bases, but also cutting and layering for normal size cards. Okay, so I have created myself a lovely matte layer. This is Pretty in Pink. Yeah, you're cold over there, aren't you, Julie? Yes, of course you're in winter. And then this, I've created a matte layer on top of that from, she says, I never remember the name of this paper. And it's bizarre because it's beautiful paper. Wildflower Birthday Speciality Paper. There we go. It's still available. So now this has got foiling on it. So I do tend to use my seal rather than my glue, because glue can sometimes just make your foil go a bit funny on the other side, especially if you use just a little bit too much sometimes. Not that I generally do, but just in case. So I'm going to mat and layer this using my seal, which is just a tape runner. Again, one of the most essential things that I also recommend that you get. So that's the other thing that you can find out in this foundation course, is what are my, I don't know why I'm doing this with tape. I've got it out, so I'm using it. But actually, normally I would do this with glue. But yes, so I teach you how to, what are your essential tools, what you do and don't need at this point in your starting out in your crafting. Talk about paper, talk about glues and adhesives, all the things you need and what you need them for and why. So yes, so that's my new foundation course, which you might be interested in joining. Okay, so I'm going to just carry on with the seal theme since it's here. If you find seal or any tape runner a little bit unforgiving, you can of course add a little bit of glue just on the back of the seal, because that seal protects it from going through, but it just gives you that little bit of wiggle room. That's my tip of the week. Tip of the week is to add a little bit of glue on the back of your seal before you put it down, if you're not happy about going straight on. So in fact, I'm just going to use glue for this because it's easier. So like if you've got your seal here and you're not happy about whether it's going to give you enough wiggle room or not, you can just add a very thin layer of glue over the top of it, and then that way you've got that wiggle room. It just helps a little bit. But I'm actually going to just use glue on all of this, and as I say, you don't need a lot. Literally that is enough to stick this big piece of card down. You don't need much. It's very sticky stuff, or it is if you have a good glue. So then that's going to go on the inside layer there, like so. And in my foundations course, I also give you recommendations for things that you might want to buy, things that are good to use. Okay, so now we've got our inside and our outside done. That looks pretty. Yes, hopefully. Hopefully you all agree. And now what we're going to do is we're going to create a front piece. Now, I've taken a piece of card and I have embossed this piece of card, but you could use it plain if you don't have an embossing machine. Or you could just grab a die cut that you can buy in packets of die cuts. So you could do that. And I'm going to use this to just give myself a focal point on the front of my card here. All right. And all you do for that is you kind of work out where roughly it's going to be sort of central, which is about there. And then I pick a point at the top and go, right, so it can't go any lower than that. The glue can't go any lower than that. And that helps me work out where I'm going to glue this down. Okay. So I'm going to put it just on the inside, because you don't have to go up to right to the edge. It's a very good glue, this one. So it will absolutely hold your piece of card in place. Now I have astigmatism, so I'm just going to bring it up to make sure that is straight. Looks straight to me. Yeah, good. So now what we have is we have this Z fold, but we have this added flap on top. Okay. So now we can decorate this. And in this paper that they have, this is from Stampin' Up, they've got these pre-cut die cut pieces that are already in the papers. So I thought, well, that's an easy sell, isn't it? That's a really easy way of getting an immediate gorgeous front. I will need some dimensionals. I need some large dimensionals. Oh, have I run out of large dimensionals? What's this? No, there we go. I thought I had another sheet in there. Just because I like to use a lot of dimensionals, because I do not like it going through our postal system and getting squished. Okay, I don't agree in soggy middles. I don't like a card that turns up and when it arrives it has dents in it, like it has the middle, because people have just put like 3 dimensionals on it and then the whole middle is all carved out. And that's basically because it's gone through the automatic rolling machine at the post office. And it's just squished it basically. So I do take a lot of time with my dimensionals. I make sure that they are on, and I make sure that they are secure and that there's no real gaps going on. So bear with me while I get my dimensionals on, because it can take a bit of time, but I feel it's worth it just to make sure that this card is going to get there, especially because it's so pretty. You don't want dents going on in your that's probably okay actually. I just need something on this one, so I'm going to just chop off a little bit. That's what I like about these, is you can make them, as you know, to fit your space. So let's do that. And I might use this one up here, and I'm going to put this one, just cutting that into size. This one can go up this long end here. There we go. Like that. There we go. So now, even if that gets rollered, see, it's quite flat, so it doesn't matter. It's not going to get squashed. And that is what I feel is important. So if you're new to me here, please do subscribe to my channel, because, you know, I come live once a month doing something that we're doing in the membership. Okay, so my academy, my Card Making Know-How Academy, is a monthly subscription, or you can do annual or quarterly and get discounts, but it's you know, mostly a monthly subscription, and you get my entire foundations course and everything else, all the techniques, everything you can possibly think of, how to design, all the elements of design, everything. And that is as I say, a subscription base. And then I created my foundation course in case you don't want to do a subscription, but you still need to learn the basics. And you know, you don't know who I am maybe, or you're not quite sure about whether you want to sign up for something, and so that way you can just do the foundation course, and then if you decide that you want to sign up afterwards, then, you know, special offers and all that await. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm just going to clean up my, I've got most of them. Let's just get my little hoover in here. Why is that not picking that one up? That's weird. That's better. Okay, so now we have the majority of the card done, but we might want to put some words on it. Maybe like a happy birthday, maybe, or something like that. Now, if you weren't sure what you wanted to put on it, you could leave it for a bit and then put a sentiment on it when you're ready to go. Or you can do what I'm doing and just add a sentiment right now. I'm actually thinking we need quite a small sentiment. because it needs to sort of fit. That would work nicely, either that side or that side. I kind of like it this side. So we need something that's going to fit in there. So I don't think my happy birthday is going to fit, but what have we got? We've got a hello. Hello's always good. Hello's a nice one, actually. That will fit in there. And that's the good thing about having clear stamps or photopolymer stamps. You can see through and see whether it's going to fit in your die cut. That's great. Hi Paula, how are you? Morning, how's things over there? Oh, thank you. Thanks, Julie. She says it's pretty. Yes. I have to say I love the colours of this one. They're very me. Very me. Bit of gold, bit of pink, a little bit of blue. Not quite so sure about the peach pie, but I'll go with it. Now I'm going to use Blueberry Bushel, which is the colour of the blue in this paper. Oh, you've just arrived at work, Paula. Ho hum. Well, have a good day. Hope it's not too busy. And yes, I'll catch you on replay later. And if you're watching on replay, don't forget you can still ask questions, etc. if you want to, because I do go and I answer all the comments that come through on replay as well. There we go. So if you don't like stamping, you could just pull off a die cut or, peel off or whatever you've got. That's fine, just to pop on. I personally love a bit of stamping. And so I'm all up for adding stamping to my card making. And again, something I can teach you in the academy. We don't do it in the foundations course. We're literally just doing the basic stuff in the foundation course. But if you fancy stamping, die cutting, embossing, heat embossing, stenciling, masking, blending, watercolouring, alcohol inks, foiling, all of the above, then that's in my academy. And it's open to everybody worldwide. And no, you don't have to use Stampin' Up product. We use anything we fancy in the membership in the academy, because quite frankly, not all of you are in countries where Stampin' Up's available. So there we go. So there is the simplest, and I think you'll admit it was the simplest fun fold going, in the sense that we just folded the front in half. And that was our fold. So you've got it in a square. And again, you just measure these pieces to put in your mats and layers. Here's another one I've done earlier, because we love a bit of I've done earlier. So this one I decided to go black and white and grey for a monochrome look. So I think that would be great for a sympathy card or just because card. But you know, I actually quite like black and white as well. I think it's a very nice trendy kind of thing to do. So black and white is good, or bright colours is good. So that is the two options that I've done on that one. And then I just want to talk to you about a couple of other things that we have going on. So as I said, we've got my retreats that are coming up, and a closing for that is happening in 2 weeks. So you're going to want to jump onto that if you want to come and retreat with me. I teach 2 classes, morning and afternoon. Ali and I have already designed all the projects. Everything's ready to go. I'm so excited. And we're going to be using a mixture of Stampin' Up and Chloe's Creatives for that. It's very exciting. Then if you want to join the academy, then you can come and join here, cardmakingknowhow.com. If you want to buy anything, then you can come onto my queenpipcards.com store, or just go to queenpipcards.com and you can find everything. Okay, so that's also really handy. Okay, so that's that in terms of that. And then I wanted to talk to you about something else that's coming along this month. Okay, so I've decided to run a Make With Me session. Okay, so if you don't want to join the membership or do the foundations course, but you still like crafting along with me, I'm going to do a Make With Me every month. Okay, it's going to be a Make With Me, either a kit, possibly a scrapbooking kit. That could be like, oh, what are you doing, Pip? But I kind of like a little bit of scrapbooking occasionally. So if I've got a very simple layout, I might share that. But this is the kit that I wanted to talk to you about, that we're going to be doing this month. Okay, so in 2 weeks today, so the 16th of June, we're going to be doing this kit. It's called Beautiful Blues, and it is full of blues. And I'll show you. And get it out. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? So gorgeous. So it makes, what does it make? 3, 6, 9 cards, all the elements are there. It does include stamping, so if you're not quite sure about stamping, then come along and I can teach you how to do some stamping. It's quite easy, and you do have spares, so that's always good. But this is a sympathy kit, so the sentiments on it are wishing, what does that say? Wishing you comfort, you're in my thoughts, and sending love. So again, it doesn't have to necessarily be sympathy, but I'm also going to show you how you can change it up a bit. Okay, so you get everything you need inside the pack, plus you get your own little set of stamps and your own little ink spot. It's Night of Navy that they've got, and in there is a block as well, so you literally just need to buy the kit. So if you go onto my store link, so if you go to queenpitcards.com, you can find the link to go and shop with me, and it is called Beautiful Blues Kit, and we're going to be doing that on the 16th of June. So 2 weeks today, same time, same place. Come back and craft along with me, and we'll have a make with me session, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. And if you do, then you can come back the following month and we'll do something else. But I wanted to tell you in advance so that you can grab the kit, so you can literally make with me. So we're going to make it together online during your lunch hour. Hopefully you won't have anything too messy to eat at the same time. We might just make one of each of the cards, and then you can go away and you can finish off the rest at home. But at least that way you know how to make them up, and we'll have chatted a little bit about some of the different options that you can do. So that's it for this month in terms of my something that we're doing in the membership. So this month I think I have, well, I've already done 4. I think I've got another, we're doing it actually over 2 months because July is a busy month. Normally July is it's my retreat month, because that's when we're actually holding retreat. So we're going to extend fun folds into July as well. So I think I've got another 8, maybe 10 fun folds I want to add, and I think we've already got about 14 fun folds already there, so we'll end up with about 30 fun fold different ideas in the membership by the end of July. So if you are interested in joining, as I say, go to queenpitcards.com and you will find all of that. But if you just want to learn the basics, go and have a look at my foundation course, which is also available on my website, and come and join us for that instead. Right, well, I better let you go, because it's actually, that's only taken me 25 minutes. I can't believe how quickly that went. Wow. Okay. Sorry if you were expecting me to keep you busy over your entire lunch hour. I've wrapped it up in just over 20 minutes. I must be getting good at this stuff. I mean, it would take you longer because, you know, I didn't have to cut my layers, and you would have to cut your layers. But even so, you can see how fast a card that is. It's very simple. And these are both 5x7 size, which is nice. And I know lots of you are going, when are you going to do some 5x7 clips? So here we go, 5x7 for you. So there we go. Hopefully you've enjoyed that lesson, a little class on how to do some easiest folds in the world. Don't even need a scoreboard for it. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you again next month and in 2 weeks for my Make It With Me. Take care for now. See ya. Bye.